Can you all hear me now? Maybe? Okay, can you hear me
No.
now? Okay. You cannot hear
Still
VC.
not.
Maybe mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Give me a second. Before interesting. Okay. This is why I wanted to do a test stream. Okay, 0, still nothing. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do with this. Because it seems like it's working. Like everyone is talking. This is why I wanted to do a test stream and it didn't work. Okay. I'm panicking. I don't know what's going on. Because like I see you talking on here, it's just not showing up on stream.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the restream setup works, so because you can see, I mean, you can see talking on there, but is the actual, audio track like enabled to be on stream? Oh,
can you hear yourself?
now I can hear myself on stream.
Nice.
Let's see if we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay. Stream can hear us. Yippee!
Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's one of my first times restreaming.
No worries. I mean, to be fair, the runners haven't started yet on the delay, so
that's why we
just
started
about
a little bit early.
I
But hello, I'm Alyssa, and welcome to the third Binky match of the tournament. I am joined here by my awesome co-caster, Marcus. Say hi, Marcus.
Hello, Bingy.
And we're here today to watch Cara Chrome Ducks versus JohnnyDoner. And they should be starting any minute now because they did start right on time, and they're on a 10-minute delay. The board is also on a 10-minute delay, so this should hopefully be a really seamless experience, as every other match has shown us so far.
Hopefully, surely. Oh, looks like there was an unpause on the delay, so it looks like we're about to start here. But I guess we already have the board up, so I suppose we can take a look here and start to discuss it. I already see in the first row there's Crystal Heart and Hallownest Crown Paylor.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Misty and Shape of One as well. A lot of synergy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the God Tuner that's really bad there. But
okay. So
also, of course, there had to be Watcher Knights on the board that I'm casting.
Yeah, that's one of Cara's favorite goals. Some background on the runners is Cara is a very experienced runner. She's played in every single bingo tournament. This is JohnnyDoner's first tournament. But they seemed pretty confident about the match. So we'll see how it actually goes.
Yeah. Cara see if you can get the timer started, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. It started. Cara made it to the winners finals as the hand in my hand in Hand Brain. We were the team Guardians of the Bench, and she also I think she made quite a run for it in the first tournament. That was Vanilla Lockout.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a
timer still isn't working, by the way.
Let's take a look at the board now. Give me a second. Okay, timer should be on.
There we go. Yeah, it started.
So, well, I guess while we're in Crossroads, we should Dartmouth Crossroads. We should discuss some of the early game goals on the board, and so we can kind of figure out what route the runners might decide.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot that makes me think of going for a Lyssa route on this board.
Yeah.
It's really just the green path fungal grubs.
Mm-hmm.
So this definitely, there's a lot of stuff in C peak as well. So it's very like this seems like a C-rush board to me.
Oh, I totally agree. We see Cara already skipping.
Both the runners skipping early geo.
Yeah, guys are looking at the same
So
board.
they're not
GG.
planning on
Yeah.
getting the crossroads stag.
Yeah, I can already see Cara is not planning on getting the crossroads stag, which indicates a C heart rush. I think both of them are looking at that because JohnnyDoner has also not gotten enough money for the crossroads stag. So, so none of them are planning on opening Queen Station, or if they are, it's not going to work out very well for them. Let's also look at.
Yeah, you definitely do pick up a green path stag though on this board for sure, with both Shape of Un and the green path grubs on it.
Yeah, as a faster
as well
runner.
as you could massive moss charger because it's still better than nothing compared to if they're not getting queens.
That's true. There's a lot of synergy with opening green path stag with Shape of Un, all grubs, green path and fungal. Vengefly King, massive moss charger. It would be faster from Queen Station for some of those goals, but if you're not going to open Green Pass, if you're not going to open Queen Station anyway, then Green Pass Sag is a pretty good option.
Yeah, it's also very good to just go down. You can go get the grubs next to the spike grub and the cornifer grub in green path, and then head down and do massive moss charger after.
So we do see both runners skipping False Night, which I think is definitely the best option right now.
Yeah, there's definitely not enough. Like Fail Champ is on the board, but I don't think you ever want to do early False Night just for that, and I don't think this is a dive board either.
Yeah.
Though I'm not sure at this point if any board is a dive board from what I've seen.
I think I've seen some where dive could be considered good, but I think it can be
It
a
could
matter
be,
of
yeah.
opinion.
It's mostly about if you can create a lot of line pressure, I think, with dive route, because you're probably going to lose out on other goals. So
for
if you're
sure.
not fighting for a majority and you're going for a specific line pressure, you might be correct.
I will note that row 1 is extremely dangerous, and obtain God Tuner is a dive goal for those in the chat who might not be aware of some of the new goals. This is a special mod pack that we created for this tournament specifically.
It is both a dive goal and a hard save goal. And it requires a simple key, so on top of the one you already need to get into waterways if you're not going through the spike tunnel.
Yeah, but we should also take a look at row 4 because if anyone has watched previous matches, they know that Cara has a bounty on row 4.
Unfortunately, the hive blood makes that a really, really rough one. There is also Tram Pass, obviously, which has synergy with it in the same column, but I would probably not be looking at row 4 here personally.
I think that
there's also I was just gonna say there's also the Fluke Hermit, which has synergy. It's not on the same line as God Tuner, but you can quite easily get both if you were gonna do one, and they're both dive goals for later.
If this board goes to majority, dive can definitely be pretty strong.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if it will. We'll see. Cara is a pretty fast runner. I think she is the 6th seed.
Yeah, just behind yours truly.
Uh, I think she beat JohnnyDoner by I think over 20 minutes in the 3-line seating.
Yeah, I can already see here just that Cara's just making up a lead already. I believe Johnny started a tiny bit later on our side of the stream, so it might be slight difference in delay, but even accounting for that, I think Cara's probably about 5 to 10 seconds ahead already.
Alpha saying, if they're Cara on this board, I'm full rushing CG1 into C Heart Isma's Un, and it's GG. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
disagree.
would say so. I would say so as well. You could definitely, I would definitely think about doing that. Yeah, Crystal Heart, go get Isma's Shape of Un, and then you can go do Massive Moss Charger and potentially Green Path Grubs if you want to get them as well.
Yeah, I think I see as we'll see what Johnny decides to do.
Ooh, Johnny going down to 1 HP here.
Oh my
Having a
goodness.
little bit of issues on that first Fireball skip, having to go for the squit back up.
Yeah, that Vengefly is not fun. As I say, I think you were mentioning in chat or yesterday that Vengefly Pogo is not 100% consistent as a someone who has
I
tested
mean,
Ice Boulder.
I think you can always get it consistently, but it can be annoying to do, and it can be really annoying and mess you up. There's like you're gonna have to deal with RNG basically. You can't
Mm-hmm.
always do the same thing and expect it to work the same way every time. Sometimes it will just insta attack you and fly over to the left
Mm-hmm.
side, and you have to like try to figure out how you can sort of bait it over into a better position off of that. Or sometimes it will be at an weird angle where it will end up
Mm-hmm.
being too low compared to where you want to pogo it.
I will mention that. Yeah,
So
yeah. I wanna. I
yeah,
want.
so it is a little bit difficult. It's not as free as it might
Oh,
seem.
I do want to mention that Kara did kill Vengefly King and rescue the grub in Green Path and is grabbing the journal.
Yeah.
So,
So deciding to kill the Full Eater here instead of just doing the damage tank with inventory knockback cancel. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
I think she just wanted to have a little bit of soul. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
then
she
she
wants to die
decided
in Green
to
Path.
heal, and generally, like going in with full soul is generally not that good for Hornet. That's like the only time, by the way, what Cara just did there. The only time that's worth doing to cancel the text with a fireball is if you do have full soul. But I think with quality of life, even then, it's not worth because it's so fast. It's like you see here on Johnny's screen. It's
Mm-hmm.
essentially instant.
I will say that.
Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
though, notably not going for the green path stag, just heading straight into Hornet.
Yeah, I think they didn't rescue the grub either. I think they only did Moss Knights. So I'm a little confused by that decision. Maybe they just know
Might
they're
be
behind and they
trying
don't want to miss out
to,
on the
yeah,
goals.
might be trying to compete with by taking a more direct line to goals if he knows that he has no chance of doing so otherwise.
I think Alpha is
But I
mentioning
could,
that not getting the stag is correct because he's not winning to Un. I agree
yeah,
with that.
exactly.
Then at that point, you just don't kill Moss Knights.
I
Potentially.
could also just see, since you know that Ismas and Un are Crystal Hearts, Ismas Un are uh, almost certainly Kara's here. If you think you're gonna be fast enough, I guess you can go Sea Heart, and then you could have gone to Green Path to block like Massive Moss Charger and the Grubs. Or worst case, you could have even just not gone and gotten Sea Heart and before you did those things. If you were like in a really rough spot and just need to not make this entirely free on the Green Path goals.
Yeah, we'll see what Johnny decides to do if they think they've lost enough time that it's not going to be worth it to
Yeah.
even try to contest Seaheart. But you do need
Cara
Seaheart
did
for.
mess up the Epogo there.
Oh, okay.
and takes a while to do the backup because of having to collect more soul. That's kind of a disadvantage of being so used to LP e-pogos that require fireballs versus just going again if you do a different one.
What is Johnny gonna do? He has no stags. Did they bench Leg Eater?
I was not paying attention,
I don't think they
unfortunately.
did.
I don't think so either, especially looking at the HP here. The fact that Johnny has had only 3 HP going into this room.
But they were able to do a successful e-pogo, so...
Yep. Just played it safe by healing up.
I think Johnny actually won 2 out of 3 of their seeding matches, so they actually did pretty well in seeding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, even getting Mantis Pogo?
A little sketchy, but got there in the end. I'm guessing that Cara is going to head over and grab the Crossroads stag here now, since she did not get it on the way to Vengeful Spirit earlier.
Yeah, neither of them did. I expect her to pick up the Wellick Alona Seal. She'll bench and then stag to Dirtmouth.
Didn't go for the wiggle here. For reference, you want to just do a short wiggle, a tap wiggle here to have the bell come up like instantly by the time you're done benching. It saves a decent amount, probably almost a second there, or about a second.
Okay. Cara grabbing the seal, and we should see Johnny follow suit. JohnnyDoner follow suit.
Yeah.
Early Watcher Knights, let's go. I don't know if we're going to see that on this board. There's just too much advantage to getting Crystal Heart early.
As much as I would love for that to be a thing, I don't really see it here.
Okay. Cara is still quite a bit ahead. And has Green Pass Tag as well, and the Grub.
Yeah.
She will not be able to afford Shamanson, though.
No, it's usually not the biggest deal right now, though, because you're not gonna be. By the way, it's generally good to just go into Salubra and out again to just reset the rooms.
Usually players will do that to reset the guys.
Yeah, although I'm not sure 100% if it's how good it is RTA. It's obviously worth with load remove time because both going in and out you save that. But I would guess that it's still worth, even with like load normalizer and stuff.
That was the strategy we used to do, but I don't. Yeah, I think with load normalizer it might not be worth it.
It would be interesting to time because it is definitely a bit interesting. Like my intuition as a speedrunner is going to be a bit different from what's going to work for.
Well, we're probably not going to get Dreamnail. We should at least like count the Dreamnail goals just so we have failed champion.
You actually get 2 more hits before Saku because you want to do 3 hits optimally on the way there and then 2 on the way back.
So Cara is skipping Dreamnail, which makes sense because there are, I think, Dreamgate, failed champion,
Dreamgate, Soul Tyrant, failed champ.
Is that 3 Dreamnail goals in total on the board? I don't think I've ever seen this few Dreamnail goals on a board.
Yeah, and none of them are anything like early to mid game. They're all late game goals.
Yeah.
So very awful. I don't think either runner should be picking up Dreamgate here for the longest time, honestly.
That is true.
I don't really see it. Unless the only reason I could see like Cara going for it is if she wants to grab Shaman Stone on the way later.
Okay. I wonder how many seconds we think Cara is ahead. 43, she's benching at Kings.
At this point, at least a solid, 40 seconds?
40 seconds, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, it is something like that, I would guess. Let's see here. So entered at 55 into this room. is gonna get the any percent journal, whereas Cara is getting G Husk. Yeah, this is only about 20 seconds, and I know that it's actually gonna be more than 40 seconds at this point.
Oh wow!
Because it's about 20 seconds to head over and get this King Station seal.
Mm-hmm. I expect CG1 to be the first goal marked. So I wonder how JohnnyDoner will adjust their strategy when they see that mark. Because there's potential that they just go and pivot to Hollow Nest Crown Pale Ore to kind of preempt
I was
row 1.
thinking about that too. If you're confident in doing wingless Crown Pale Ore, it only takes about a minute to get.
I'm not sure if they did wingless Pale Ore in their seeding, in their 3-line seeding, because that was a goal on the board that was pretty popular. So there's potential that they have practice with that, but I'm not sure. Okay. Cara picking up the Raptor seal. She should have the perfect amount of money for Lantern, King Station, and the toll.
Yeah. I do think in this case though, like sure you could consider going for the Hollow Nest Crown Pale Ore, but like you know that Kara's probably not gonna go for that. So you're not really denying Kara anything. She's at that point she just gets what she wants if you're not denying her any of the goals she's going for.
I think there's
which I
potential.
think is kind of the problem with doing that, because you're taking a lot of your own time doing it, and Cara just gets to run wild and do all of the good early goals.
I think
don't go deny anything, but I'm not sure at this point without the Green Path Stag. Sorry, without the Green Path Stag, I'm not really sure what Johnny could deny early from Cara here, unfortunately.
We'll see. We'll see how they react after the CG1 mark. The CG1 mark should be probably when they're around the time they're entering peaks. Because they still need to buy Lantern, Sector Crossroads.
Yeah.
Okay. They should also have the perfect amount of money for everything they need.
Damn, Cara not going for LP Pogax? I'm disappointed.
I made her not do it during the last bingo tournament. I think it just depended how she was feeling that day.
That's fair. Ooh, a little bit of
she's skipping
fumbling here. Yeah, that's surprising.
Change. Okay. She might come back and get it. I think she really wants CB1 as it's also on row 4, so.
Of course. Also gives priority on getting CG2 later, which I think this obviously this board has a good reason to come back later in both if the Crown Pale Ore doesn't get marked and in CG2 if you end up getting wings later, I suppose.
Did Johnny not buy a Lantern? Wait, no, they did. Wait, no, they didn't. I don't know what they're doing. What did they buy?
What did the what? The 1300 spent. Was that a simple key?
They're gonna talk to Tuck row 4.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
They're just bailing on
denying row 4
entirely. Interesting.
Okay, well, I mean, if I see that talk to Tuck mark from JohnnyDoner, I'm gonna know that I can just win off of row 1 potentially.
Yeah, at that point, Johnny would kind of need to go get dive to deny for God Tuner because like all the other ones are just so free at that point
Yeah,
for
because you
Cara.
know that they don't have money for
Looks like
Lantern.
Johnny is heading up actually towards potentially going dive here.
I think they must be really terrified of row one to be getting dive.
Yeah, for sure.
To be fair, I think row one is pretty terrifying. Okay, we're gonna be seeing Cara, I think, getting the Crown Pale Ore, which I think is fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Yeah,
little bit
rather than having
surprised
to come
that they
back to
aren't
it
going for
later.
Isma's or Shape of Un first, but maybe they're just that confident in their speed advantage and they want that row one pressure.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of odd though, honestly, to not go for the crown pillar first if you're gonna do it, because at that point, like, if you think that your opponent might go for that goal and you're confident in your speed, then you deny them that goal. They might even be on the way to it, and you deny it, and then you're gonna probably be faster to see heart. And otherwise, you sort of trade a goal for their see heart as like worst case, though obviously then you'd be behind for other stuff. But this way, like Cara doesn't know anything about what Johnny's doing.
Yeah,
Is kind of the thing. It's kind of
mm-hmm.
it is definitely riskier in some ways to go for it first, but like in this case, how would Cara know if Johnny got Sea Heart here and is going to do other stuff?
They kind of just
Since
don't.
nothing has been marked. Yeah, I think that the way that I would have done it has gives you more info if anything is happening, because if you get the crown ore and Sea Heart isn't marked by the time you get it, if you get that mark too, you know you're super ahead. And otherwise, like you traded the goal and you have info about your opponent.
Um, did she know? Okay. Crown Pale Ore is marked. I think the delay is a little bit too much. Yeah, we have 2 out of 5 goals marked on row 1. We'll see. I think we're going to see Isma's here now from Cara.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be crazy though if she just
Go
marked
straight
talk to
over.
tuck. She sold. Well, she didn't get the King's Idol, so she actually has no money to buy a simple key.
I would honestly consider just leaving here and going through the spike tunnel in reverse to do talk to talk.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I
For
wonder if
this
she's gonna
one.
grab the grub.
Depends on though you could obviously like just rush for Shape of One, but I feel like you have a good idea that Johnny's not doing anything like C dash related or whatever. So I think you would still the chance of Johnny catching up and you not still having the advantage on getting Shape of One is incredibly low. So I think
Yeah,
you could have greeted for the talk to talk in this instance,
I
since
think I
that's
expect Cara to kind of
the
just go for
only
majority here.
non-dive waterways goal. Yeah.
I think she's just gonna let them do dive for the 5 year long dive goals. Actually, I think I did forget to mention, or there are a decent amount of good dive goals on this board. Soul Tyrant, Quick Slash, Descending Dark, Soul Teacher, Soul Eater. You're getting the chest.
Yeah, I don't think Soul Tyrant is a particularly good one though, especially just because
Yeah,
Greenmail
that's
is so bad on this
fair.
board. And like God Tuners, not really a good one. At that point, you probably go Fluke Hermit first and open the shortcut to come back later.
That's true.
Um,
Okay. So she's kind of
depending on what
forcing her
your game
opponent
plan
into
is.
dive. We'll see how she uses her time because I think actually Johnny having dive is gonna let them mark some goals for sure.
Yeah, I do think at this point you probably want to go grab. You could consider going to grab the second simple key if you want to go God Tuner right away, just to secure it. But It is going to be interesting to see what Johnny ends up doing here.
Let's see. I think Cara's gonna. Is she gonna go for dive? She might just go for the simple key and try to talk to Tuck.
I suppose so, but again, I mean, it's much slower to go get simple key here and then go waterways compared to just reverse spike tunneling.
Yeah. She might be worried about getting lost. We'll see.
I'm wondering if she's just going for dive here, honestly, and
I
just
wouldn't be
gonna
that
try to
surprised
get
if she
the
was.
line. Yeah. Yeah, she's going right. She's going for dive.
I think I don't hate it, especially because I don't think you want Johnny to have the advantage on every single dive goal. When there's a
Yeah, on top
few.
of that, you just have no info about Johnny so far. Literally nothing's been marked. So it could be that Johnny simply didn't, like in Cara's head, it could be that Johnny just simply didn't even go for dive and has just been sort of chasing her tail and not getting anything, getting everything like sniped.
Very true.
And that going for dive here just sort of secures it.
How is
Johnny,
dive better
though,
than
heading
GP
over
and Fungal Grubs
to
here?
Crystal Heart after dive.
Sakura, I think dive is good because I think she doesn't. She could either just win with row one. Um, she could win with row one potentially because she doesn't know where JohnnyDoner is, and there's a decent amount of dive goals on this board, so it's
Mm-hmm.
actually not too bad to have it. Call three would be yours. Yeah, actually, call three. I do like call three.
Because it seems like Johnny's probably gonna go D Dark here after C Heart just to get that goal marked and have like a combat ability.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, it might already be too late, and Cara might know that she can just go get God Tuner if she has the simple keys for it.
That's true. She'll only have one though, so she'll have to go in through waterways.
Yeah,
She'll have to go in through
I'd, I'd,
the spike tunnel.
yeah, I do think you could consider getting the toll bench here, getting the simple key, warping back, and then just going down through the spike tunnel to get God Tuner here.
I'd
I
like
think that's
that.
probably the optimal way if you're rushing it.
I'm surprised though that Johnny is getting C dash. Maybe Johnny thinks that Cara is baiting and she won't actually go for that
Yeah,
line.
yeah, I think in most cases, especially because it's Cara. I mean, Cara is known to hate dive.
No, that's true. She's very much a. I don't know where she gets this from. She got Dreamdale hate from so from somewhere, dive hate from
I don't know,
somewhere.
crazy.
Okay. So I kind of expect Johnny to potentially just get D Dark after getting C Heart to show that they have dive priority, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But looking at like Cara's speed here at this point, it's just
I think Cara might just do
very
talk to Tuck
likely
and then
that.
go for God Tuner. We'll see. I'm surprised that I think JohnnyDoner must have just thought Cara was baiting with row one.
Mhm. But then again, why go for dive in that case?
Did Cara get the simple key?
No, Cara went straight down here. Might be selling to Lem to go buy the simple key at Sly to come back with
I think
instead.
that's the case.
No. What is the plan here?
Well, the simple key is 950.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't see if Cara picked it up, but there was the seal and the chest in Sanctum. I don't know if she got either of them. I
I
think based
assumed
on the
she got
geo
the
count, she
seal, but
got
I
the
didn't actually
chest.
look.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this is confusing. I think it definitely would have been faster
But
if you already instincted him to grab the
yeah,
key.
I think she might be going for the shortcut play here, just unlock going to unlock the shortcut, like talk, fluke hermit, unlock the shortcut,
That's true.
and leaving.
Is it possible she forgot Dot Tuner? She needs a key. 100%.
That is definitely possible, as
No one
someone
has ever
who did
forgot that
forget that in
before.
my first lockout.
No one has
I
ever
didn't.
forgot that.
To be fair, I don't play this patch, but which Cara does? Cara does 112, but
Yeah, Cara does do 112, so
there's a
she
good
should
chance she
know.
doesn't think about. Well, there's a good chance she doesn't think about the fact that you spend a key when you go there. Honestly, those look to be heading in the direction of Tuck, though. Here.
Yeah, I do expect a tuck here.
Yeah.
Well, JohnnyDoner will be hopefully marking. Well, no, if they can make it through this dark room, they will hopefully be marking their first goal.
Indeed. What? Cara? Where are you going, Cara? She was right next to Tuck.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan
This
is.
is also just a slower path to get to the bench, by the way, because you can go
Yep, she forgot.
left in the room and just head up like the shortcut. You can go down the left side from the bench or like up there instead. FYI for those who don't know. Maybe Cara's planning to talk to Tuck after, but like that's such a there's no reason to not talk to
No,
Tuck
she's
when
just
you're
rushing
already
God
right
Tuner and she
there.
forgot.
Yeah, and I have the feeling that she forgot about the key as well, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she doesn't have one.
The junk pit hard save tech. I
Johnny
mean, I
about
don't think
to
this
mark
would have been
his
faster than other alternatives.
yeah. Johnny about to get his first goal marked on the board here. There it is, Descending Dark. So now Cara should know what Johnny has been up to and what sort of gear
She's going to
he's
be
looking
very
at.
confused when she doesn't win here.
Yeah, yep. Yep, she did not realize. Yep. You can see it took a moment to process.
Yep.
Why
Yes,
didn't that
as
work?
predicted by Sakura. I think it was Sakura who predicted it.
Yep.
Not the worst, because she
At least,
can dock
yeah,
the
at
hermit.
least at this point, yeah, you can talk to Fluke Hermit, go
Just go get
out
the
there and
key,
actually
your
go
hard
get the
saved.
key and warp back for it. And Johnny here is going for Dream Nail after D-Dark, which
Maybe they
does
just
let
want
him
to be
get
out of their
the
misery.
Soul Eater goal at least, but kind of just letting Cara do whatever.
Okay, Kara's not even going for a fluke hermit, just
I would
straight
imagine
to the
you just
simple
go up
key.
here and go for the key and just sort of like finish. Um,
I think JohnnyDoner has one
is
key, but I don't know if they got the other key.
Johnny. I don't remember if Johnny got the Storm's key, but Johnny did buy the one key, so which is interesting that Johnny bought the key and then didn't end up using it. It does
Okay.
look like, yeah, Kara's just gonna go up and get the City Storm's key. Which, unless Johnny heads over, rushes, even then, I don't think that. I think this is gonna be
Yeah, this is GG
over at
as long
this
as she picks
point.
up the key and she just warps back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Will she remember she is hard saved? Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, in 112, you actually use that hard save because you go buy the last nail upgrade and go back. So it's
That is
definitely
true.
something that Kara will be aware of.
Open 3 chests, GHS. Okay, Kara's like, okay, at least they're not close by God Tuner. Since the God Tuner tests do not count.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
little.
You are back.
We're back. Let's Johnny's third goal, but this is going to be the final goal marked here from Cara for the
spoiling it
line.
by being in chat.
GG.
And Cara has won the third match of the tournament. Congratulations, Cara.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can get our runners in here if they want to come in for a post-game interview.
Okay. Drag him in. Do you want to have them both in at the same time, or?
I'm fine with that, at least.
Yeah, I think
if
that's
they
fine
are.
here.
I tend to think that it's interesting to just have them both hear what the other person said and discuss stuff.
Okay, I'll just ask them if they want to do some post-game.
Yep.
Okay, so both of them have said yes, so just drag it in here. I'm dragging. Cara, can you drag in Johnny?
Yeah, no worries. I just moved myself.
Can you drag in Johnny?
Yes, I'm working on it.
Okay.
This is casting, right?
Yeah. Yes.
There we go.
Congratulations, Cara.
Hello, GG.
Good job, Johnny.
Good job. Good job, it's great.
So what was your thought process going into the match, Cara? Or going, yeah. What was your thought process for seeing this board?
I saw row 1. I decided to go for row 1. Okay. And I did row 1. That's the thought process. Row 4 looked too annoying. I didn't feel like doing Hive.
That's fair.
Didn't
even talk to Tuck on the way to JohnnyDoner, just completely skipped him.
Yeah,
didn't talk to Tuck, didn't talk to Fluke Hermit.
I genuinely didn't see Fluke Hermit on the boards. Like, I just saw row 1, I was like, okay, row 1, I'll look at the board if I need to, if I lose row 1, but besides that, there's no better row.
Johnny, what was your thought process when you saw the board?
I also saw row 1. Like, my plan going in was, like, not contesting speed, but row 1 kind of... I felt like it didn't allow me to not contest, like, Crystal Heart. Because it was, like, I saw row 1 and I saw the 4 goals on the right, so I kind of felt like I needed to contest that, so I went any % in hopes of, like, Cara, like, getting anything else, being a bit slower than me, and I can, like, get one of the goals. And then I bought a key by accident, and then my whole plan was out the window, and
that's what happened. We didn't realized after that you bought the key, but we thought that it maybe was preemptively to deny JohnnyDoner when going for dive instead.
We did see you go into the toll and not be able to open it.
Yeah. I was really set on, like, either sniping the Palo or the Crystal Heart, and then I bought key, and then I was kind of oh shit, what am I doing now? And then I just went dive because there were like a bunch of dive goals, and then from there on I just was hoping Cara didn't go for GoTuner and like was just like pressuring it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like if I went for GoTuner right away and she didn't contest it, I would just lose on the spot by majority anyways.
Very
so
fair. So very fair.
So I just
but there were at least three waterways goals you could have gotten along the way, like along with the Tuck and Fluke Hermit as well, which does help make up for how bad it is to be forced into GoTuner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough. But like, I'm not experienced enough to see that, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah,
my biggest problem was like making the split-second decision after I realized I was in the dark room and it wasn't lighting up. Oh shit, what do I do now? And I was like, okay, better get dive. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna talk to Tuck and just block row 4.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's kind of rude, no?
That's kind of rude. That's so funny.
No matter how good you are at this, like if you do make a mistake like that and don't realize, and you're gonna have that oh shit, I have to rethink my entire like game plan here moment. that's gonna be difficult and like take a lot out of you, and be easy to mess up with.
I felt like my win condition was Cara just not going for God Tune, and then I was like when I was going for C dash, like the late C dash, I was like, yeah, she's going for it. Yep, I'm cooked. And then it took so long, and I was like, what's going on? And then
I totally didn't just forget that I needed a simplicate.
I saw the stream.
Yeah.
Just really wanted to make a statement. Free God Tuner early control. Hope this helps.
It won't. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. But I can try.
I don't know. I thought like I understood Johnny's position, just like hoping you get some of the free goals first and then potentially go for God Tuner and kind of scare them away, like hoping that they don't go for dive and you can kind of scare them away with marking some early dive goals. So I got
that's also like
I
was hoping by getting D-Dark that Cara would not get dive, but she already got dive at the point I marked D-Dark, so it was like pointless anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for I hope you had fun at least, and
that was fine.
We'll see who you'll be playing in the losers bracket. I don't remember who Cara will be playing. I haven't checked, but I'm sure
I don't think I know
matches.
Yet.
Let me go look here. So, Cara will be playing the winner of the match, Elkaris 512 and Hydro 6. And as for Johnny, it's a little bit more complicated.
I think I should be playing the loser of that match, against like one.
Well, you're gonna be the loser of that match is going against the loser of 1.1. It says, which is that's Quado. A bye. Okay, that's that's Quado versus no one because that's a bye. So so through that logic, it didn't say that there was a bye. It says that you have a bye on the first round, but it doesn't say that one does for some reason. So you will be playing against the loser of that same match. So the winner goes against Cara, loser goes against Johnny.
I'll try my best so that one is like an extra match.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching. It was a fun match to watch.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming, Marcus. It was very nice of you to step in.
Of course, you too.
Anyway, talk to you all later. I think there are a few matches.
Well,
tomorrow.
Our next run is going to be Tigran 29 versus Marclap, which is going to be tomorrow at 22:30 UTC. So we all have that to look forward to, and then there's going to be a couple more matches on Friday as well.
Yes, I'm looking forward to them. Anyway. And thanks everyone for dealing with the technical difficulties in the beginning. At least we figured it out before the match started.